Hello and welcome. My name is Taiwade Anjo Okparemi. I am a special needs coach and I work with children with special needs and children without any form of special needs. And today I want to talk about a very important topic, which is understanding how your child learns or how to teach your child. Children learn differently, and some of the things to look out for as a teacher is to understand how this child learns or what helps this child to learn better so that you're able to get enough or the best out of the child. Learning can actually be termed as a way to inculcate or give a particular experience to a child such a way that the child understands better. It's a way of giving a child an information to be able to process it well, the way they can best understand it. And so we have different types of learning styles, and we'll be looking at each one of learning styles of our children. I, for one, has been a person who like to use my hands to learn. I like to use my body. I like to see practicals. The way things are being presented should be practically based so that I understand what exactly you want me to learn. But some children cannot learn that way. Some children prefer to listen. Even some adults learn by listening, some by just visualizing a concept by just looking at a video or probably looking at diagrams or a way to just highlight whatever they need to learn so that they understand better that this is the way you want them to understand that concept. We have different types of learning styles, but I'll be talking about four, which is the major. We have the visual learning style or the visual learners. We have the kinesthetic learning style. We have the auditory learning style. We have the reading and writing learning styles. For children who like to visualize things, for children who like when colors are being put in their books or materials they need to use, or would like to see charts, or would like to see diagrams, or see graphic illustration of whatever you are trying to present to them, they are visual learners. They see information and images and they are able to process it better than someone who is not a visual learner. And so they prefer that you teach them in such a way that they can visualize whatever you're trying to teach them. They look at it and they understand, oh, this is what this person is trying to tell me. And so for children like this, the best way to take them is to ensure that you are looking into their learning style, which has to do with. So for our visual learners, some of the questions you can ask to be able to understand if this child is a visual learner is you ask how the child likes to see information. Do you like to see videos? Do you like to see pictures? Do you like art? Do you like to see beautiful things? How do you understand things, or do you visualize things in your mind? Do you try to look at a concept and try to form an image of it in your mind? Do you like to pay attention to people's body language, the way people do their things, the way, like someone is talking to you now, you're looking at the way the person is using his or her body language, Do you like to see something like that? Would you like to mind map, like you have a picture of something and you're already creating something in your mind about that thing? And so for children who are visual learners, you tend to see that they enjoy to draw a lot. They like you to have diagrams. Let's say you're trying to illustrate something to them. You have a diagram talking about, oh, this is that, and the child is able to say, oh, yes, I think I'm getting a picture of what this person does. And most of the time, when they write notes, that's the way they write their notes. You see them putting arrows, trying to use this pen, colored pen, to align things, or use colored tapes to do. And one thing is this, even as a teacher, if your learning style is visual, you tend to use more of it to teach because that is the best way you will understand. But guess what? A lot of children have the four learning styles. A lot of children. It's just that one is more dominant than the other. And so, if you are about to teach a child, you need to really understand what exactly this child will benefit from. So, I could use that aspect to really let this child understand the concept I am putting out to this child. And so, we have the auditory learners. or the auditory learning style, this kind of people will prefer that they sit down and listen, listen attentively, no distraction. They want to make sure that they get every concept that the teacher is putting out to them. They learn better by recording your voice if it is allowed in the class. They also enjoy when they listen and the teacher is giving them everything. This kind of person can just be attentive and might not even read for exam because they understand every word for word. You see them sitting in front, they're the ones that are listening keenly. They don't want any distraction in their class. So, what are the questions you could ask a child like this? Um, from my experience, I think more of all those visual learners and this auditory learners, sorry, you can ask them questions like, would you like to record the voice and listen? So you can ask them, would you like to, listen attentively in class? Would you like to record the voice of your speaker or your teacher? Would you like to read aloud? Sometimes because of the way they are wired, when you give an information in the class, like a person is standing up to ask a question, the same auditory learner would ask that same question. Let's say someone has asked that question earlier. An auditory learner might ask the same question, might ask that same question again, and this time around, he wants to talk, listen to his or her own voice, and be able to understand better than when that question was asked from someone else. So a lot of auditory learners like to listen a lot, and that's one of the best way they could learn. So that's what they do. Then we have the kinesthetic learners. I like this because I enjoy this a lot because I like using my hands. This kind of person do not sit still, and you're always seeing them everywhere, jumping up and down. They don't like to rest. This kind of child is the child that will be in the class, and the teacher is like, he's intelligent, but he just like to move all around. They like to use their hands, they like to use their body. So whatever information you're presenting to this person, the best way you can do this is to let them use their hands, hands-on. Do activities. They like carpentry, they like playing, role playing. You ask them to come and act a drama to get a concept. They like to practice and practice and practice learning. So for this kind of learners, if you have them in the class, the best thing to do is engage them. Let them be engaged in whatever they need to learn. That way it sinks better. Even if they are not writing notes, they are not watching anything, the fact that they are using their hands, they're using their body. Don't forget, this person can also be a visual learner too, can also be an auditory learner, but they would actually have a particular one they pick well that helps them to learn better. And they are able to, work with you when you understand their concept well. Now we also have the reading and writing. This type of learners enjoy to take notes. You have this kind of friends in school that like to just, write. And as a lecturer is talking, they like to just write and jot every point. You find out that even the note is more than what the lecturer is saying. That's the best way the person understands. And the funny thing, this person can take their notes over and over again to re-summarize. So when they have exams or you're seeing them using um, their hands or their pen to write a lot, you just wonder what exactly is this person writing. You have exams and you're already writing a lot of notes. That's the best way the person understands because he knows the more he puts that information or that thought down, the better for him or her.